to speak here. And welcome everyone. I would just like to mention that Shayan just made some hard rules here. So I would like to say feel free to type it if you have any question here, as you all might be beginners and you all might be new to Power Apps, and especially today's session mixed reality with Power Apps. So if you feel any small doubt, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll surely cover them up in the Q&A section, or if you want to unmute, you can unmute actually in the Q&A section. So just you have to stay muted up till my session will be presented. So that's it. Just let's make this session more better and more nice together and more interactive, so that everyone can learn, as we all are here to learn. You're spending your Sunday evening here today, so just join with us and let us make the session super and super insightful. Okay, so proceeding with, let me just share my screen so that I can begin with the slides, and I can begin with the agenda today. So let me just get my screen here. Okay, I'm not getting what's the issue. Just save. Just give a moment. I will have to restart my presentation so that my Teams application can get it up for you. So let me just open it again. In the meantime, feel free to say also hi in the chat and introduce yourself if you want to. If you want to come up, if you want to tell us about any topic which you're liking, how much you're excited for the session. So just feel free to make the session interactive, and let's just give it a couple of minutes to start. Not sure what's the error. Okay, yeah, I got it now. So let me just switch it to presentation mode and share the screen. Shriyan, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, Faizan, it's visible now.
Okay, great. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the same session, Mixed Reality with Power Apps. I'm not reading the topic here, but we'll just go with the same topic here. Before I begin, Shriyan has already introduced me. So, my name is Faizan Akhtar. I'm currently a final year student pursuing my computer engineering from Pune, and I'm also a beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And I'm just really I have keen interest in about the domain mixed reality. And so when so the purpose of me getting into Power Apps with mixed reality, it was like a mixed reality has a traditional way, obviously, so for developing an application if you want to, but Power Apps did something for me. So what it was, you will come to know up in the session. So, and before I begin, if you want to know more about me and my work, you can visit up to my portfolio, also mentioned on the slide here, faizanakhtar.com. So you can just connect to me on any social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, and you can just say hi, or you can just reach out to me for any queries related to today's session, or if you want to do something in mixed reality. So just feel free, and there's actually importance of network very much. I always tell in my every sessions. So just feel free to reach out if you want to, and let's begin with the agenda today, session of today. So um, what is Power Apps? So like you can see, there's something here, less code, more power. So what I would first like to say, what is less code, more power? Less code, more power is a movement by Microsoft, created by Microsoft and more made popular by some Microsoft employees like Donna Sarkar, Brian Dang, and many others who are a part of Power Apps team. So what exactly does it mean? What exactly does low code, less code, and more power means? So when the tools for problem solving involves less code, little to have a background in computer science, and more people can participate. So this is the situation where there are requirement of less code. So next question would be, if the prerequisites for a coding app is less, so why we are keeping that, what we will be benefited with. So if the prerequisites for coding an application is less, so the power of creating a solution which can be shared, which actually the power can be actually be shared with people across the variety of fields and expertise. And as Brian, program manager of Power Apps, said that less code, more power is an inclusive message. So it invites everyone. Let it be highly expertise in technical, let it be very less expertise in technical, to invite everyone to just join and make some beautiful and powerful apps. So how exactly Microsoft is trying to push this message forward of less code and more power? So with the power, let me just move on to my next slide and say, so with the Power Platform, which is empowering millions of both technical and non-technical to achieve more power with less code, as I mentioned earlier. So the goal was not to build a platform targeting only the technology experts or technical experts or the geeks, but also the millions of others, frontliners, workers who see the opportunities every day. So if you get started with Power Apps, so which will be telling you, I will be telling you how to get started, from where you can get started. So you will be seeing a case study there on about Heathrow Airport, how a non-technical person, how a security engineer used Power Apps to build something really beneficial and efficient for his organization, for the actually the airport authority. So he actually did better than the IT team there. So that's the power of Power Apps. So let us just move on. So what I would say, I would just you are saying Microsoft Power Platform and then some four highlighted things here. So actually these all combined together makes the Power Platform. So what actually are these? So I would just like to say some few points about each of these. So what Power Apps is? Power Apps is a low code development environment where we can build apps and also portals. So that is we can build mobile apps and mobile applications and web apps too. So which for whom we can make, so we for any business purposes we can make. So it is very important for us to know who our customer is and for whom we are building the app for. So this actually is based on the requirement, which what you need is what you want to do is actually on the basis of that, Power Apps can help you. So and the next is Power BI, or you can say Power Business Intelligence, or which is used for business analytics. So it helps us in analyzing our data. So Power Business BI also helps many data scientists out there in visualizing the data and saving up their time. So one key advantage of Power BI, I would say, is and about analyzing our data through Power BI is, so that suppose I'm a guy who's not interested in the domains like AI, machine learning, and data science. Where I'm not saying that these are not great domains; these are really, really great domains. But I don't have that keen interest and expertise in that domain. So if I'm building my application for some other purpose, but I'm requiring I have a requirement for doing my data analytics, so I can use Power BI there without just without knowing the actually going in depth about the data science thing. So that's where Power Platform can help us. So moving on, the next is Power Virtual Agents. In every business process, it is not possible for you to reach out to every request or to answer every query. So this is where we define a set of frequently asked questions, and then we build a virtual agent and answer to the request on the basis of that. This actually requires a lot of code, but using Power Virtual Agents, we can simply make such platform using zero or very less code of less lines of code, and integrate it into our web app or mobile app. And the last is Power Automate. So consider here an example that are having an apparel company. So where a particular product now is not in stock, but a certain customer is interested about that stock, and you are sure that the stock will be updated in some time, but you're not sure how much time. But you have to update your customer that 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 particular thing is back in stock, so you can just come and buy it here. So but you can do this manually, right? But you can do this for one person, 10 people. But what if there are 100? What if there are thousands of customers? Will you just type the mail and send them manually, like the mails which were sent to you for joining this link? Yeah, so Shreyan, you actually used Power Automate for automating the process of sending you the mail. So he won't like just sit and manually send out the mails. So this is where Power Automate comes into play. So this all of these combines to make the Microsoft Power Platform. But today we are here only talking about Power Apps. So Power Apps. So let's move on to the next part of the our talk, which is mixed reality in Power. So let's just break down our topic. So we have now learned what is Power Apps. So now let's see what is mixed reality. So, what is mixed reality? I would say it is an exciting technology to use. But why? Why? Because I am saying so? No, it's not like that. To put it simply, it is the combination of real and virtual environments to create a new visualization where real life people and virtual objects can coexist together and interact through the devices, which creates an environment of interaction where you can actually interact with the creatures and landscape in the real world. So just imagine use an example here. You have a virtual ball and you have a physical table. So imagine the ball just drops on the table and actually rolls across the table and actually falls from the table and bounces off from the floor. So you can so this is the beauty of mixed reality, you can say. So um, I guess the disturbance here. Am I audible correctly, Shreyan? Can you confirm?
Yes, Faizan, you're clearly audible.
Okay, I thought, yeah. Okay, great. So let's move on. So what I was saying about mixed reality. So now you might be wondering a thing like how can you develop solutions or applications for mixed reality? There's actually a traditional way. There's actually a long process of that. I can actually just keep on speaking about mixed reality and how you can do things, but we have time limitation here. So moving just briefing you about mixed reality. Now next question will be about the development path. So guess what, I have a bit of news for you. Remember about the apps thing, I was Power Apps thing I was talking, how easy it is to develop and without requiring less code, and you can actually generate more power using that. Well, introducing mixed reality with Power Apps for you. So with mixed reality with Power Apps, it actually has some features. What are those features? We'll cover up shortly. We'll know them shortly, actually, in the demo session. So what are those features? And using those features, actually, you can do many things out there. So I would say that not I would say, but actually it is mixed reality in Power Apps is the first low code based platform where anyone can build mixed reality application for Power Apps without any technical expertise. So you need not be any technical expertise, or you need not have an experience in mixed reality for developing this app. So I guess I have talked enough here. I need to show some demos here. So let me just share my screen again so that we can go and develop so that I can demonstrate you how can you develop what I said you here to all of the points that I mentioned. So and before I move on, I would encourage all of the attendees again to feel free to type in the chat all of your questions, any small doubt you have, because all of you might be newbie here, all of you might be beginners here, all of these things might be new for you here. So feel free to just type it in the chat, the questions which you have, or stay muted up till the Q&A section where you can actually unmute and ask the question. So it's up to you. So feel free to let's make this session more interactive and insightful, as I said. So let me just stop sharing my screen again so that I can move on to the Power Apps platform. Okay. Let me just get my screen. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Shreyan, can you confirm if my screen is visible properly?
Yes, Faizan, I can see the Power App screen.
Okay, great, great. So this was the work I was doing. So let me just give a fresh start here. So so the first thing what you need to do is you need to visit to the website make.powerapps.com. So what this will do is if you have an organization account and if you are signed in, it will automatically redirect you to the Power Apps platform here. But if you don't have that, it will actually ask you to sign in. So let me just get done with this issue here. So I have my student ambassador organization account here, so which through using which I have logged in. So this is the first screen which you view. Okay, wait, let me just get done with this. It's asking me to sign in again. Okay, I guess it's done. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first screen which you would see. Here you can see home, learn, apps, create, data flow, and many other things. So actually, there are many things to know more about Power Apps, which you can know from this learn button here. You can actually visit many tutorials online. There's actually Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, named Hemantika Mitra. She has a YouTube channel of hers where she shares these insight, many tutorials on Power Apps, how you can actually use Power Apps to build some useful applications in real time. So you can actually visit her YouTube channel and check out, or you can just visit Microsoft Learn module for this. So, or you can just go directly from click on Learn here. So this is the home screen. But what we are going to hear today is I will cover most of the basics. I will try to cover most of the basics here, but there are much more. There are obviously much more than that, and documentation is the best place to start with. So I would like to just move on with the topic which we are here gathered here today. So that we can complete it and have a Q&A section at the end. What you have to do is you have to click on create here. So when as soon as you click on create, you get actually three options to start. It's actually a template for how do you want to start and for what is your purpose to starting. So actually we are here to build a mobile app. So let me just choose canvas app from blank because I don't need any template for it. So just let's click on that, and it will ask me for my app name, so which I can add anything. So let's add session. Okay, it's great. So because Shane is the host today, so let's add his name here. So and you actually get to choose format, which format you need to choose here for you are building for tablet or phone. This is the beauty of Power Apps. You have to just specify the device for which you are building, and this is here. You're ready to start. So we are building for phone today here. So let us just choose phone and get started with create. So as soon as I create, it will redirect me to the studio, or I would say is where I'm develop my app. So let it just load. I'll wait for it to load. mm, in the meantime, let me just open some other resources which we will be getting, and my Excel sheet too. Okay, let me just first load it from here. You will come to know why actually I'm using Excel sheet here. What happened? Let me just click on this so that my Excel sheet opens. Yeah, perfect. This is my Excel sheet here, and this is my Git repo. So let me just move on to the repo that I want to. It's Power Apps. You know. Okay, great. So we are just open done with the resources. So this is the welcome message you get when you start with the Power Apps. So you get to create a form, create a gallery, take an interactive tour. But now you don't need to take an interactive tour. I will be your guide here. I will give you this tour here. So let's just skip this for now. You can actually take that tour if you want to. But so this is where you start your Power App. This is your blank Power App where you have to do some things here. So first, before starting, actually mixed reality is a public is in preview, but it's out for public, so it's actually disabled by default. So you have to actually go and enable it. So for that you have to go in file, advanced settings, and scroll down until you see mixed reality features. So actually I have used mixed reality features, mixed reality in my previous apps too. So it's enabled by default. So if it's disabled for you, you can just click it and enable it. So let me go back to my Power App Studio or Power App screen, and yeah, this is the blank screen that I want to. So what we will be doing here today. So what exactly you will see here today is there are four features of mixed reality here. So if you go here and check this mixed reality option here, so there are, you can see there are three options here. And what is the fourth one that I'm talking about? Let's just talk about three here first. So which is view in mixed reality. So you can actually place the objects in your real time world and see them and have a preview of that. Then of what you can have an application is, suppose you are a business store owner, so sorry, furniture store owner, and you want to actually show the customer that how that actual that furniture would look at his place, at his or her place, without actually physically carrying the furniture to the person's place and actually showing him. You can actually just take your Power Apps there, show him the 3D model of the furniture there, and actually experience how will it look in real time. And moving on, and the next feature which we have is here view shape and mixed reality. So for now, the shape which is being supported is cube, because cube is the basic fundamental for any other 3D shape, you can say. So for now cube is only supported, which you can modify and add dimensions to make it a cuboid. But so you can say only these two shapes are supported now. So you can actually place a cube in your real world and check how things would look. So next feature is measure in mixed reality. So suppose if I'll give you an example. If you have a laptop screen in front of you, and if someone asks you, what are the dimensions? How much inches is this laptop screen here? So you won't like just take I would say is scale and measure it. So what you can actually do is you can run your Power Apps. You can actually start from one point of your screen till the point you have to measure. So actually, as soon as it will recognize a side or a dimension, it will just show its what you can say how much is its measurement. So these all are mixed reality features. There's also another mixed reality feature I would say is here in media. It's view in 3D. So it's actually basically viewing the 3D models on your phone. No need to go out and place it on your mobile. So it's how actually nice is it, we'll actually see here. So let's begin with the app. More of talking, so not to make the session more boring, and let's just do some stuff here. So first thing what I would do is I want to make an application which will cover all the 3D objects from A to Z. It will show its 3D model, and you can actually place the 3D respective 3D model in your real screen, in your real world. So suppose it's A for Apple, so you can actually view the 3D model of Apple on your screen, mobile screen, and you can actually place the Apple on on in your real world. So that is just for that. What you have to do is you have to add a certain set of rows. You don't have to just type it in manually all the fields. So what you have to do is select gallery here. So it's actually up to you which type of gallery you want, which type of table you want, to be precise. I would say it's vertical, horizontal, flexible, height, whichever you want. So let me just choose vertical here because I want to cover the screen here. So let us just load let it load. All right. So let me just.
Sorry for the interruption, Faizan. We have a question. Could you repeat on
Okay.
how to turn on mixed reality again?
Sure. Okay. So as I said, mixed reality feature is in preview, so it will be disabled by default. So what you have to do is, let me just, yeah. So this is the screen which you will get. You have to go to the file. You have to go to file option, And then there is setting options here. So there is a third option you have to choose, which is advanced settings. When you click on that, you won't see it here. You have to just scroll it down up till before just before experimental features. You will see mixed reality features here. So it might be on for you, it might be off for you, because it's turning to be a permanent feature. So but I have used in my previous application, so it's on by default. It was on by default, so I didn't need to click on it. So if it's off, just click on it, it will be on. So I hope it answers your query. So can I continue?
Yes, Faizan, thank you. And also, those who are having your learner IDs or college provided email IDs can follow up with Faizan with the same session.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Okay, so let me just go here. And okay, so what you are seeing here on your screen is something dummy data here. So Power Apps give you a feature to load in something, and to from where you can just bring in somewhat I can say is data source. So it can be your OneDrive, it can be your SharePoint, it can be your Dropbox, it can be anything. So it's up to you. Google Drive is also supported. So it's up to you whichever you want to use as a data source here. So for this, I will be using Excel sheet here, where I'm having some links, some 3D models. So for those 3D models are stored on my GitHub. So I'll just explain those whole process. So okay, so I'll just have to switch back to my presentation and explain you something there. So let me just switch back to my presentation. Guess it's stuck again. Okay, so this is the last. I guess the screen is visible now.
Yes, yes, Faizan, it's visible.
Okay, great. So, so let me just cover some part of the theory. So, if you want to load a 3D model, if you want need the 3D model to be visible on your screen, what you have to do is go and create one. But not everyone are 3D designer models. So what you can actually do is you can actually visit sketchfab.com, and actually there are many 3D models for free out there and also paid. So but you can actually search for 3D model free 3D models there and use them in your Power Apps. So what it will do is whenever you visit sketchfab.com and search for a 3D model, it will give you an option to download the 3D model in GLTF format. So, but PowerApps does not support GLTF format. It supports GLB. So you need to actually convert the GLTF format into GLB format. How you can do? Will you just do it manually? You need some software? No need. Just search for GLTF to GLB converter. You'll get the first site glitch.me, which is here. Or you can just click on this URL. So you can just upload the GLTF format there. Actually, GLTF format will be in the form of zip, so you have to actually upload the whole content there, and then you'll get a GLB file here. So next, what you got the GLB file. You have do you have to directly copy paste into your Power Apps? Yes, you can. But here, what I have to do is I have to print 3D models of. I have to show the 3D models of all the letters from A to Z. So will I do it 26 times? Copy paste, copy paste? No, I have to just store all of those 3D models once, link my Power Apps to that, and then I'm done. So what I'm using here is my GitHub repository, which I'll be showing you in a while, where all of my 3D models are stored. So you can actually give a pull request to that, and if you find a better version of that particular 3D model, feel free to just do a PR, and let's make that repo really actually good. So and github.com I'm using, as I said, for hosting my 3D model, for storing my 3D models, from where I'm linking it to Power Apps. How? I'll show you in a while. So the next, this is the process how you when you upload the 3D model of GLB format file on your 3D model on your GitHub, sorry, on your GitHub. How can you refer it to Power Apps? So you can't just directly copy the GitHub link and give it to a source file for what I would say is um, Power Apps. So you have there's actually a process. It's actually when you copy the GitHub link, so GitHub link of the GLB file. So you'll actually get a long link which will have a BLOB format. So which you have to remove from it, else the link won't get recognized there. And then what you have to do is you have to actually replace the part www.github.com to www.rawusercontent.com. I'll tell you why we have to do this thing. Actually, why what happens is when you upload something to GitHub, it actually stores it in a raw format, and it actually converts into a particular format which is only visible on the GitHub editor. So you'll actually, if you download the 3D model from there, you won't actually find the 3D model there. You'll find it in somewhat other format. So you need to actually access to its raw format. So you can actually do that using rawusercontent.com. So you just have to replace GitHub. So yeah, just have to do two things. You have to remove blob slash from that link, and just you have to replace GitHub with raw user content. That's it. You will get a link. As you can see, GitHub repository of my one of my friend Tejas here. So this is actually how the link would look like. It would be like look like raw.githubusercontent.com slash. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just made a mistake here. So actually, you have to replace www.github.com with raw.githubusercontent. So sorry for that. I made that mistake. I'll have to update it in my slide too. So it's actually raw.githubusercontent.com slash your repository name. And actually that there's next where you will find blob. You have to just remove that, and that's it. You are good to go. So let me just move and show you without just talking and just keeping talking. So let me just share my screen again. And in the meantime, I hope everything which I'm showing here, you are like we are getting on the same page here. So if you feel any doubt, just type it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer that. So let me just first show you the Excel sheet where I have stored all of my A to Z 3D objects. So as you can see, let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, so all right, let me just yeah. So as you can see, there are four important columns here, which is letter, then the image, then object, 3D model. What are these? So it's suppose you are I'm showing you something related to letter A. So if letter A is Apple, so you need an image of 2D image of Apple. So I have stored that image too on my GitHub repository. So this is just its link. So as you can see here, it's not actually the link which it should be. It's actually the modified link. It's changed to githubusercontent.com, and the blob is no more here. So and the next column is object. So it's actually the name of object which it is. Then next is 3D model. So it's actually the GitHub repository link of my 3D model. Let me show you. So it's as you can see here, it's apple.glb. So let me just go to my GitHub repository and show you apple.glb. So here you can see apple.glb here. But if you have a closer look to the link here, so see, you can see the blob of thing I was referring to, and the GitHub part thing you was referring to. So this is the actually link of Apple, but if you see it in the Excel sheet here, it's actually modified one. The GitHub part is replaced with GitHub user content, and blob part is no more here. So, and I also told you the reason for doing this is we need to actually access the raw files because GitHub actually converts it into a particular format which is only accessible or visible on the GitHub editor. But you would imagine when I download it, it's actually visible to you too. So what GitHub does is when you click on the download button here, so it will actually convert it into raw file and download it for you so that you can access it. But as long as it's on the GitHub editor, it's in a particular format which you can't access and will have to access its raw format. And let me just show you the next column here. So it's okay, it's PowerApps ID. So what's PowerApps ID for, and why do you get? Do I does I have I typed it manually? No, I have only created these four columns, and the fifth column automatically gets created when you link your Excel sheet with your PowerApps. So that's the what you can say is. Mm, confirmation check, you can say, or validation, so that your successfully your Excel sheet has been linked with PowerApps. So enough of talking. Let me just show you how to do this. So this is your gallery here where you have to link your that Excel sheet so that you can show all of those things here. So as soon as you click on here, you get to select a data source here. So you just have to scroll down to connectors and choose OneDrive for business. Remember, you need a OneDrive for business account for that, or actually, if you are having an organization account, it's actually a OneDrive for business account. But if you are using a personal OneDrive, it won't access it here. So you need OneDrive for business, and as soon as you click, it will ask you to log in and which OneDrive for business you want. So I just want my student ambassador one, and it will ask me to choose Excel file. It will just load all of the Excel file in my OneDrive. So, and as you can see, it's final all. The name of my Excel sheet is final all. And one more thing which is important is as soon as you create a table, you need to also view its, you need to actually rename it the table too. So as I'm no, I can see it here. So is table name visible here, Tejas? Sorry, Shreyan.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you actually need to remember this table name. It will be actually table 1, table 2, but you can actually rename it. And I have renamed it to sheet 2 all OBJ. So I'll have to remember this, and I have to actually tell my Power App that this is the table from where I want my data to be fetched. So as you can see, there are two sheets in this Excel sheet. So, and both of them have different name. One is all objects, and one is sheet 2 all OBJ. So actually that sheet 1 has some errors, so I will be choosing the sheet 2 dot sheet 2 all OBJ. So let me just click on that and click on connect. So I will just give it some time, it will connect and load the data for me. So let us just load. All right, so I got all my data here, but it looks something a bit weird. So first let me just get rid of this arrow here. Okay, so it looks something weird. It wasn't supposed to be how it should be. So what what I need is I need my letter here, and I need the object name here, and I don't need my 3D URL here. This is the URL of 3D model. As you can see, it's apple.glb. So what I need to do is I can edit this. So from where I can edit is select this gallery. You'll get fields edit option here. So you can just click on edit, and as you can see, the fields which are named here, which will be reflected here, and it will ask you which column to choose. So if you check the if you see the GitHub, sorry, if you check the Excel sheet, the column names are letter, image, object, and 3D model. So those are the columns name which are here. So I'll have to just choose 3D. So I'll just have to choose the column name. So image column is correct. I want my image to be displayed here. I want my object to be letter to be displayed here. So I'll just choose it letter. So it will get changed to letter. As you can see, it's A now. Now I need my product name here. So object names are basically. So I'll just click here and click on object. As you can see, everything has changed now. And let me just refresh. Okay, great. So this is what I need to do, and this is what sort of I'm done. So now what I next need to do is, and I'm keeping the space here intentionally, but let's move. I will come back there, but now let's move and see like how 3D, how we can view 3D models. So let me just create a new screen here, and what I will do is whenever I click on any of this field, I get redirected to this screen, and my 3D model gets appeared here. So for that, I'll just need to first tell Power App that I need to import a 3D model here. So I'll just click on view in 3D one. So I'll just let it load. So this is actually using this field. You can actually view the 3D model. So let us just let it load. It's taking time. It takes time sometimes. Mm. and and in the meantime it loads. If you need the GitHub repository link, I'll share it in the chat too. And if you need the Excel sheet link, I'll share this also in the chat too. So you can just go and directly try the app which you want. So let's just check whether it has loaded. It's taking time. So let me just share the repository link in the chat. Just copying and sharing it in the chat. So if you are trying with me, if you're going using your student partner account, your student organization account with me, so let me just paste in the URL. There you go. I've put up the GitHub repo. Yes, and it's loaded. So what you now see is it's actually a dummy cube 3D model here. So, but I don't want a cube here. So I'll just tell the Power Apps that the source which you need is not the source which you are taking, but I need to give something. So what I actually need is whenever I click on this particular thing, uh, when I select this particular row, I need it to redirect to screen 2 and actually carry forward the 3D model URL there. So how can I do that? So I'll just search for on select option here, and currently it's false. So if you click on this, nothing will happen. So I'll just have to rename it and let navigate. And so this is the beauty of Power Apps. You get drop down options. You get actually get what next is expected. So what am I supposed to do when it's clicked? So I need it to navigate to screen 2. The next parameter is which type of transition you need. I prefer the fade transition, so I'll just choose screen transition dot fade, and that's it. It will redirect me there. But will the URL go there? No, I haven't mentioned anything about the URL there. So what I need to do is I need to store my URL in a particular variable. So let me just set a variable. So for that you need set function. So as I'm saying that these all are predefined functions and there are many others there. You can check out the documentation for more and for knowing more what actually you can do. So I'm just explaining what I'm using here. So you need set function here. Then the next thing which you need is uh, which uh, variable you want to, like any random variable, like you declare a variable in your programs. It's like int c, so it's c is a variable, so you can declare any variable there. So I will declare my variable model here, and then which variable should be stored in that. So I need the URL of 3D model to be stored in that, and yeah, it's done. So actually, my model contains the 3D URL of any of these. It's not like it contains your 3D model of you Apple, but it actually contains 3D model of all of these. I'll show you how. So let's just go back to screen 2, and let's just add the source of this, not as sample 3D object, but as the variable that we declared there. It's actually model. So as soon as I add model, it will show array here. It will show array. It's expected, but uh, once we actually run the app, and let's see if we want to see the 3D model of Apple. So as I click on Apple, so it will load the 3D model of Apple for me. So as you can see, it's the 3D model of Apple. You can actually rotate it, you can actually zoom in it, you can actually turn around it and actually view it. So, and this blue button you see is to reset the 3D model as it was. So yeah, it's perfectly working. So as I can if I go again, I need to add a back button here. So not every time I'll have to close. So as if I want to view 3D model of jackets, let's suppose. So as I click on jacket, let the 3D content load. It's actually going to 0%, 100%, and yes, we have got the 3D model of jacket here. See, as I said, you can actually zoom in, you can actually turn around, you can actually go in it, you can actually view it from back, head, and just use this blue button to reset. Perfect, this is working fine, and as you can see, there's no more error here. So it was because it wasn't knowing which 3D model it should display there. So it's actually working for all from A to Z, any alphabet which you try. But I will also, to make this more user friendly, I'll just add a button here. Yeah, I don't need this big button here. I'll just go and choose something from icon so that it looks more user interactive and more user understandable. So these are some sort of icons which you get from Power Apps. I need a back button. So I'll just add back, and now as you can see, it's now on select false. You just need to navigate again. Where should I navigate it to? Screen 1. So let me add screen 1, and the next parameter is transition which you need. So I prefer always the fade transition. So you can select any transition which you want. So just close it and make it syntactically correct. That's it. So if I click on this button now, it will redirect me to screen 2. So let me just try this out whether it's working or not. So let us go again to the 3D model of jacket. Let it load. Yes, it's loaded now. So yeah, okay, I viewed jacket's 3D model again. Now I need to view any other 3D model. So let's just click on this button. Yeah, you're here on screen one again. And if you click, let's just suppose that we want to view 3D model of Earth. So just click anywhere on the column, it will redirect you to the screen because we have kept it that way. And yeah, you have your whole Earth here, and we are somewhere here right now. This is India. So yeah, everyone knows that. So this is pretty much what is view in 3D. So as you can see, it's actually viewing 3D model on your screen. Sorry for that. Let us go back and implement the next feature of mixed reality, which is mixed reality in Power Apps, which is view in mixed reality. So so for that, what you'll have to do is uh, you'll have to click on mixed reality here and choose view in MR. So let us load it. Okay, so now as you see, it's only on the one column, and if you see the tree view of it, it's actually outside view in MR. But I don't need it outside. I need it for every particular letter. So for that, I'll have to include it in the gallery. So let us just cut it from there and add it in our gallery. So I hope it will get added in gallery. No, it's in outside. So let me just cut it again. Let me just choose here. Perfect. Yeah. So as you can see, as many as 3D models are there, as many rows are there, we got those many buttons. So this is the power of this is the beauty of Power Apps. You can say you need not uh, just manually copy paste the button 26 times. As there are 26 letters, you don't need to copy those 26 times. So what next? We need a source here. So what is the source? What was the source? It's the actually the 3D model column. As you can see here is a 3D model. This 3D model has all of the columns. So actually what you are seeing on screen now you can see in your real in your in your physical world. So let me just choose its source as this item.3D model. So to access any column of your Excel sheet, you need this item dot and then the column name. So as you can see in the source file, if you see, I can edit it, which is pretty obvious because I have added a universal URL here. So it consists of Apple's URL, and if I go to cherries, okay, I guess I can't go to cherries here. I can go it in the I can show you demo, but for okay, so for demo, what you need to do is uh, web version does not support web version does not support functionality. So you need to actually open it in your mobile and see. Doing it now and showing it to you live would be really hectic, and just switching back screens from my laptop to my mobile and then switching back it to laptop because we have to do more. So let me just show you a video which I have, which I have recorded for app which I had made. So let me just go back to the slides and show you the video. Okay, so this is from where we left. Mm, this is a view in mixed reality. So as you can see this is the same list of objects from A to Z which we have. And let us suppose if you want to view the 3D model of furniture. So when I click on this button, so it will actually open it and ask me to scan. So and just wait for some time, and as you can see the white dot, it means it's scanning your environment to place a 3D model. And as soon as everything is pretty sorted and everything is done, it will ask you to tap anywhere to place, and as soon as you tap you can view your furniture there. So it was F for furniture, so you can actually view the furniture there. So this was a short video, so it actually went back. So this is how view in mixed reality works. You can actually just uh, place any 3D model in your real time and just view it. So this was I hope this was the view in mixed reality part was pretty obvious to you. I will just let it play once so that you can actually understand what happened. So you should do is, and what you should do. And while it plays, we are now done with two things now, which is view in mixed reality and view in 3D, and we are now left with two other options, which is view shape in mixed reality and measure in mixed reality. So I hope view in mixed reality was pretty clear to you. Let me just go back to my studio again, and okay, and show you the next two features which we are talking about, as we are running out of time. So let me just quickly cover those two things. Hmm, okay, so this is what we are done. Now we need, let's add a new screen here so that I can show you other mixed reality features, which is mixed reality in power apps features. So yeah, what next we have? Let's go, and let's see, it's view shape in mixed reality. So let's just click on it, and as I said, you have currently have a support of viewing the shape in mixed reality only for a cube. So it's by default for a cube. You can actually edit the text here, you see. So just go double tap on this thing, or you can just edit it from here. So let me just place a shape. Okay, all right. It will just edit it for me. Okay, I guess I just write shape. All right, perfect. You can actually so what it will do is, if you now just click on this button, it will just place a cube for you. But what to make it more interactive, let's just add a data table here. Sorry, not data table. We do not need data table for this. Let me just click close it. And what we can do is we can add something is input, where the user will specify of what dimensions he or she needs the cube. So if it can be in any dimension. So what we need is, we need four text fields here: one for height, one for depth.
Faizan, your voice is not audible.
Okay,
Hello.
okay, I'm back.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So is my screen still visible?
Yes, yes, I can
Mm,
see the place a shape screen.
okay, okay, place a shape. Okay, right. So as we needed this text input here, so let me just take it down here, and instead and this is the default thing which we are getting here, and we need an integer here. So we'll just clear this out and add a number. So we can say, for by default the size should be 1 units, whichever unit you choose. So just you can enter, and you can see as it's now a number here. So, and I need it for what you can see is for depth and uh, depth and width too. So I have three more here. So let me just rename it. So let me just, you can just double click and rename. So let us just height. You can just add width. You can just add height, width, and what we are left with, depth. All right. So user can now, now user can do is, user can specify all of those. And what next do we have? We need to add a drop down. Let me just add a drop down here. Okay, and what should be the items of it? We don't need a drop down sample items, we need units of measurements. So let me just add an array of what all do we have in this. So should meters, then centimeters, and what all the mixed reality feature supposes meters, centimeters, feet, and inches. Yes. So if you just play this, or if you just preview it, you can actually see the drop down. So it's meters, centimeters, feet, inches. Ignore if spelling errors, typo any. So you'll just understand. So what now next? What we have to do is we can't just type and keep things in it. So what we need to link we need to tell the button that when the user type these values, take these values, not your default values. So let me just link it to there. So when we click on place a shape, and let me just first rename this drop down as units of measurement. Okay, yeah, it's loaded. So let me just go to this place a shape button, and let me just go to the shape depth. So it's actually one now, which we do not need. We actually need the depth specified by the user. So it will be depth dot, okay, it's only depth. So it will be only depth here. But for width and height, what you need to do is just go, let's go again and specify the shape height. It will be, it's one by default, which we don't need. We need it to be height dot height. Why we are specifying height is because actually it actually takes the by default values for height, but we actually want the user's specified height. So that's why we need to do height, and we will have to do it for width too. So let me just go back again here, and after shape height, next option is shape width. So it will be width dot um where's my width? Yeah, here's my width. Okay, so it actually it will take whichever value you specify, and it will actually place that particular what you can say is virtual shape in your real world again. So we it's hard. I'm repeating again it again that it's hard to show you the demo here. So what, just to save some time, what I'll do is, instead of switching back to the video which we have, I will just add one more feature here and then show you both demos together. So let me just add another functionality feature here. For that, we'll need a new screen. All right, so this is the new screen which we have, and let's choose measure in MR. So this will actually again give us a button which will enable the measure in MR feature. As I said, you can edit the text. You can actually just keep. It's up to you. Which, what do you want to keep? You want to keep an icon. You want to keep an icon plus text, or just text. So let me just take icon here and make it bigger, but it looks smaller. So I can actually increase that size, icon size too. But let us just keep it back again to icon dot text. You can actually increase the font size from here. So it's 20 now. Let's just make it 30. Yeah, it's increased. So it's measured in AMA. So what it will do is, it will actually, whenever you press the button, it will actually ask you what thing do you want to measure. So you can actually just move your phone alongside the boundaries which you will see in the video and demo video, and then what next? You just measure it, and what if you forget the measurements that you took there? So for that, you can actually have a table here which stores all of the information that was measured. So let me add a data table here, and it will be actually blank and it's asking me for a source. So let me just give the source for it. Okay, let me just get it done. Hope it's giving. Okay, just a second. Giving me it's actually, I guess it's an error for loading the source. Okay, let me just show you which I had made, and let me just sign in again. And as you can see, there's measure in MR here. So this is the same thing here, and as you can see, these three columns here, how did I load it here? When you will click on that, you'll actually get a source for it. So let me just check if I can get the source here, show you. Yeah, so I can see the source here. So as you can see, in the items field, there's a formula here, measure in MR1. What is measure in MR1? It's the measurements which you will get from this button. Then the next with what you will store here. And what we need is detailed measurement. We just don't need any sort of measurements. So what we need is detailed measurements, and it's actually height, path length, and unit. It actually has four options. So let me just check if I can show you all of those four options which we can specify. And yeah, so when once you type measure in mr1 dot measurements dot detail, so after you get all of the measurements, it's up to you which measurements you want to keep and which measurements do you want do which you don't. So from where you can do that, as soon as you click on data table, you will get a menu here which says edit fields. So as you click on edit fields, it will actually ask you which options do you need. So I have added height, path length, and unit. If you want, there's one more, and it's segments, but we don't need segments here. I don't need segments here, so I haven't chosen that option. So it's up to you whichever fields you want to keep, whichever thing which you want to keep. And as soon as you are done with your measure in MR thing, those measurements will appear here. So let me just enough of talking done here. So let me just go back to the presentation and show you this demo video of this. As I said, it's not possible and it's not feasible for switching back to mobile screen and show you the demo. So let me just show you the video which we have. So yeah, so this is view and mixed reality which we view. So let me just, yeah, this is view in 3D which we have viewed in the browser itself, which supports in the browser. So let's just see if there's any other model in this. As you can see, all of the letters from A to Z are being loaded, and there's no need to manually create these columns. You just have to create a source file and just link it to this, and automatically all of those things will be here. So I guess it chose again the jacket model, and the jacket model is loading, and then let it load. And yeah, there's the jacket which we saw in the web browser here. So this is the beauty of ours. You can view it in web application too, and you can view it in your mobile too, except mixed reality feature which actually needs some sort of mobile devices, which actually needs to place need a camera to play something there. And before I move on, I need to tell this is common platform. This is common platform for Android and iOS. You don't need separate code bases for two different operating systems. You just need to develop one particular code, and that will work on both of the operating systems. So let me just show you the next demo which we have. It's measure in MR. So as I said, whenever you click on measure in MR, it will ask you to whatever you have to measure. So suppose, and as I said, first there will be some sort of scanning. Then when as soon as you start, as you can see, it's actually measuring something. It's actually kind of rhombus thing, and I guess it's drawing a star. So this is how. So these are three measurements which were done. So as you can see, all of those measurements are here in the specified unit: 0.52, 0.39, and 0.58. So I'll just let it play once more so that you can understand what actually happened here. So as you can see, actually there's the scanning, obviously. Then it started now measuring. So it's actually measuring two random points on the floor there, and then from there, actually whenever you want to measure, you need to just tap on it and just ask it to leave, and all of those things will display here in the data table as mentioned there. So let me just move on and show you the next feature of mixed reality in Power Apps, which is create shapes. So as I said, cube is only supported. You just need to specify whichever dimensions you need. So 0.1 meter centimeters height, and width 5 centimeters, and 100 centimeter depth. So I guess this will be a cuboid. Let us see what it is. And it's asking tap anyway to place. And yes, it's cuboid because the lengths were not the same. So as you can see, this is the shape here. So what are possibility? What is the advantage of this feature here? So as I said, you can actually take a sofa virtually and show it at your customer's home, and you don't need to move on to the next, physically moving the furniture and showing him what will actually happen there. So yeah, this is kind of all of those things that is required in, and it is what about mixed reality in Power Apps. And I guess what this is the end here. So like, this is not the end, this is where you start. This is where you can explore things. This is where you can actually go on and explore things about learn about Power Apps. So this learn module about Power Apps, you can just visit docs.microsoft.com and just go to Microsoft Learn from there and search for Power Apps learning path, where you can actually learn power, and as soon as you complete those modules, there are certain modules. As soon as you complete modules, you'll receive trophies for the completion of your module. Then next, what I would say is there are many links out there. Go to aka.ms/powerapps. Then it's aka.ms/powerup. I will just share those links in the chat, and so that you can directly access it. And make sure to follow some three personalities I will tell you here. Are not only limited to three, but there are three personalities I would like to especially mention. One is Brian Dang, who is program manager for Power Apps at Microsoft. He's actually a non-technical guy. He was a non-technical guy. He was a teacher, and he ended up in being a program manager for Power Apps. He actually used his teaching knowledge, and he was a non-technical person, and how he successfully built Power Apps for his students. That's the beauty of Power Apps. So a non-technical person can also build awesome apps. So make sure to follow him. He also has its YouTube channel named as 8 Bits Classroom, so you can check that out. The next I would encourage you to check is Dona Sarkar. So Dona Sarkar is one of the amazing leading development advocacy at Microsoft for Power Platform. Sorry for that. Power Platform. It's like she has a really great mission for actually reaching out to every student and making them aware of Power Apps. So feel free to give them a link request on LinkedIn and or Twitter. Follow up on them. Just say and just go to them and say hi. Whatever you learned today, you can just mention them and which part you feel great. And the next is Gomo Lemo Mohapi. I would say I would just type his name in the chat too. It's actually he was why I'm asking you to refer to him is he was actually a Microsoft Launch Ambassador too, and now he represents as a product manager, leading student advocacy for Power Platform. So he's actually a really great guy, and he has a really great mission out there. So that's the reason he was selected as a product manager at Microsoft. So he's a really great journey, and Brian Dang, Donna Server, all of them have a really great journey. So you can just know more about them on on their socials. Just go on LinkedIn or Twitter and just give them a search. And let me just include the links which I said. You can visit aka.ms/powerapps. You can just visit aka. Let me just add it. Okay. Shreyan has already included the um, you
The
see
learning
the learn
module.
module. Yeah, yeah, correct. So the next is ak.ms/power academy. It's actually the initiative by Donna Sarkar. So you can actually visit donasarkar.com and know more about her. So it's not I'm featuring anyone. It's actually from those who are actually doing great, and from those whom you can learn more. And that's bring me to end my part here, and which from now we can move on to the Q&A section. So and if you have any doubt, feel free to type it in the chat. And if you are comfortable and if you want to come up and speak, you can unmute and speak. You'll have to raise your hand and then unmute and then ask. So I guess Shayan can Shayan